only half of his rodeo clown paint washed off. Maybe that's what's trying to become like the fifth H. Is rodeo clowning. Like, it's just on the outside. They're like, we need into the H's. Nobody's giving us respect.
Rodeo clowns.
Thanks for coming out to the live show tonight. Meet us at the merch table after we're done here tonight. We'd love to say hi to each and every one of you. Also, we'll have some merch out there for you. We've got some A-line dresses, some leggings, and some zip bags. You got any shirts?
No.
No.
Would you like a Steve and Kyle brassiere?
Steve's face on the left, Kyle's on the right. Stupendous play at second to where we decided it must have been before he took the field in the first game that we had a new second baseman.
So, based on no empirical data, I've been replaced.
Still hurts, man. Still hurts.
Well, don't worry. Side business nepotism at its finest. Old Steve was out there batting second, playing second.
I think I did all right last week. A couple base hits.
I mean, you did a lot better than me. We'll get to that later on, I suppose. But
yeah, a couple base hits, some RBIs. I think I scored a couple runs.
Yeah, that sounds right. And there was one image I can't get out of my brain of a little looper, and it tailed, 3 inches away from your glove as you sadly chased it, and it just kept curling.
Yeah, line drive. It started out where I was going to have to go, because I wear my glove on my left hand. It was our softball game last week. It started out where I thought I was going to have to reach across my body to get it, and then as it got close to me, it turned out it hooked all the way where it was out of my reach of my left hand.
Yeah, landed softly in right field.
I didn't even really move because I'm like, this one's easy, coming right to me. What? Why is Jake picking it up in right field now?
What happened? Is that another ball? Did did a kid throw that on the field? Oh, those darn kids.
Yeah.
Old man Steve's getting grumpy because he surely has that softball in his own glove.
I know.
Just waiting to toss it back.
That was one of the biggest surprises from any softball game. But yeah, we did pretty well.
Yeah.
In the big game last week. Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, it's team effort,
Sure.
Those of us that excel at high levels sometimes have to lift up those that excel at slightly lower levels.
Yes. Coming from a guy who very loudly was letting everybody know about his 9-for-9 in a row streak in the summer league.
Yeah. That's why you can't do that.
And then so we
gotta
won
be humble.
So we won the championship.
Do you know the word humble?
Unfamiliar. So we won the championship.
Still disappointed I missed it. Man,
you should have been.
I wanted to be there.
You should have been. That was a highlight. I mean, sure, it ended almost immediately, and the team dispersed, and we had a turnover of 45%, so there wasn't a real moment.
Right. So, hey, good game, guys.
Yeah. No, it was very sad the way it ended. Back end of a doubleheader, late, everybody just left. So we come off the championship win, softball. We have the next week off before summer seasons start, or before fall league starts. Then I have my childbirth classes for 3 weeks.
Yeah, we got to talk about that.
So I missed the first 2 weeks, what only ended up being one game, but still I ended up being off 3 or 4 weeks, something like that, of playing. Came back Tuesday, late game, and again, from somebody who went 9-for-9 and made everybody aware he was 9-for-9 at one point. To go 0-for-2 with a swinging strikeout.
Yeah, you didn't get enough crap for that strikeout.
No, I didn't, and I was willing to take it. I came off the field, and I was willing to listen.
Yeah, I think that in that case, everyone just feels bad because it's a strikeout in softball.
Oh, it was so bad, too.
I mean, it wasn't
ugly.
It wasn't. You didn't take a third strike, which would have been just absolutely terrible. You swung. You gave it your all.
Oh boy!
Gave it a good effort. The old college try.
It was maybe the worst pitch I saw all night that I swung at, too. It almost hit my elbow. And I decided this is the one I'm going to rip down the line for that elusive triple.
Are you?
Yeah.
You're going to get to third?
Yeah. I almost made it that one time.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I started off last week with hit a line drive into left field. No, not into... Yeah, it was into left field. Line drive into left field.
Yes, you did.
Got to first base. No problem. I mean, it was basic single. Mm-hmm. And then they threw the ball in, and it overthrew whoever they were trying to throw to. Pitcher, I'm assuming, I don't know. It ended up against the backstop, so I took off for second, and this was... we didn't even have a third base coach, so as I'm about to get to second, I look over to where the third base coach should be. Well, there's no one there.
I'm sure I'm good.
I thought I made a stupid mistake and that I was thrown out. Like the third baseman was basically standing there with it waiting for me.
Yeah.
And he just stuck his hand out and said, "You're out, sir," and kicked me back to the dugout.
Yeah, well, we're to the point now, based on last season and this season, that we just call those base running blunders the Steves. Mm-hmm. Like you had a bad case of the Steves this week. You had the Steves last year where you got caught in, I mean, conservative
half
estimate.
a dozen rundowns.
Conservative estimate 5 to 8 rundowns between third and home that continued to happen.
It was like 2 in the first game or something.
Oh, yeah, it was a lot.
2 in the second game.
Yeah, it was actually
insane.
amazing that it kept happening. And there was even an issue, not an issue because it ended up working out fine, where I was third base coach and you came lumbered into third. I had my hands up the whole way, yelling "Stop, stop, stop!" and all I felt was dust hit my teeth as you rounded third,
ran on by,
sprinted home.
I made it though, right?
Yeah. It was very close. Like,
yeah,
that was actually one of the only plays at the plate in slow pitch softball I've ever seen like even be close, really, because on those usually they have to make a perfect throw. You're going to be fine up or you're out, like you said, by about 4 feet. But in this one, guy caught the ball and did the old swing around on the back, and I think he was, probably a half a foot off of being able to touch you. But yeah, it was very close. That's why I told you to stop.
Mm-hmm. Made it though.
It was a run. Hey,
justified.
Yeah, ends meet the means.
It's Sunday, September 9th, 2018, the year of our Lord. It's the Steve and Kyle podcast. First day of NFL regular season, basically. If you don't count the Thursday night game.
Oh, what a disaster.
You may hear in the background the soothing tones of a violin playing.
Yeah.
This one didn't work. Timing-wise, didn't work out that well.
Yeah.
Violin lessons going on upstairs. Usually that's a Monday or Tuesday thing.
Yeah, it is usually a weekday. This is a special instance, so get to hear the soothing tones of that violin just screeching across chalkboard.
Violin on chalkboard?
That's just what it sounds like. It sounds like a mix between a violin and someone dragging their nails on chalkboard.
Okay. I'm sure they'd be thrilled to know that that's how you feel.
Is this the same like that we'll run into on some weekdays? Same student? Okay.
Same.
Early reviews. Sounds better.
Sounds great.
I hear from my ear some improvement. What could be easily misconstrued as music is happening right above our heads.
Knowing nothing about music, I notice improvement. So if I notice improvement, it has to be this ridiculously incredible improvement.
How do kids, that's an instrument for me that young kids, that you're talking to a guy who would take his Nintendo controller and try to bend it in half if he lost the, Mike Tyson's Punch Out in round 4.
Yeah.
Can you imagine dragging that thing at the perfect angle to get the right note? 8 years old? No, I'm worried about, shooting the duck out of the sky so Mario doesn't laugh at me.
Yeah, it's a level that I can't comprehend.
No. Now, I mean, you put that student down here on this idiot machine to my right. Mm-hmm. I think in a half hour you've got whatever Beethoven, what is it, concertos or symphonies or whatever.
Yeah, all of them.
All those. You could do anything you want on this stupid box.
So you're piano playing is coming along then?
Yeah.
You want to give us a sample? I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh, I mean, it's not plugged in, and I mean, I just
No, it is.
No, I see cords everywhere.
No,
and
it's just stuff.
it's not even plugged into the mixer.
I
mean,
can
you can't
handle that.
Get the
You know
real.
something?
No, we're fine, right?
You got this?
I mean, technically speaking, this thing takes quite a ways to hook up because, as everybody knows, a piano is an old man's game. They have refused technology for a long time. So now Steve is searching for where to plug this nondescript cable in. Do you think this type of piano, Steve, is like disregarded by piano enthusiasts based on that it has like electronic stuff like that involved in it?
Probably.
Because and I'm being very serious when I say I think people, like a lot of old people who play piano, purists, yeah, you're right, are probably like, oh no, a piano is only heard through the, chords or springs that you strike in a piano box.
I don't think I have the right cable.
Oh, I mean, we'll have to get it next week then. That's a...
Oh, never mind, I do.
No, it sounds like we don't. You didn't find it then? So this is the setup we had the first week we tried this.
Yeah.
With just 800 cables. And now is the foot pedal plugged in because that's a big part of my piano playing.
Is it?
Yeah, that's...
Is it, though?
Yeah, once I figure out what it does, that's the integral part.
Didn't we confirm that it was like the kick drum?
Yeah, so boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it's like just like the kick drum.
Dude, you're ready.
We're ready to roll?
Yeah, you just flip that switch on.
Can you give me a little you got any background music I can maybe jam along to? Like a jam session?
I can give you the
give me even maybe not Malt Shop Bop.
I'll give you Malt Shop Bop.
Give me one of like the what's the
No,
one?
why don't I just
do Malt Shop Bop?
I'll give you Malt Shop Bop so that why don't you put your headphones on?
No,
they're probably not.
No,
gonna reach.
this is totally genuine. Is this going to be disturbing and very rude to the people upstairs?
Oh, they won't hear it. It's all through the...
Oh, it's going directly through. That's right. Okay.
So you can plug your headphones in over there.
Okay.
There's a second headphone jack. That way you can really hear how good you sound.
Now what I notice is we still don't have a bench. Like that's the key for piano playing.
Yeah,
bench.
I bet that's what's holding you up.
Maybe a stool, but that's fine. I'll make it work, I guess, because that's what us true piano players do, Steve.
A pianist.
Overcome the odds.
You're a pianist. You got to turn it on first.
Power.
There you go.
All right, the idiot
Now
machine.
give me one tap, just so I can. All right.
You good? Sorry, I'm just matching up my key.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's why you need the bench. I can't even get on my kick drum.
That's nice.
Okay, so we're ready?
Yeah, so you're hearing that too in your headphones, right?
Hit me with the Malt Shop Bop.
All right, you're going to hear, I'll cue you.
All right, hit me.
So, based on
You ready?
no empirical data, I've been replaced.
Hey, kick drum. See, I'm learning.
Oh, boy.
Woo!
Boy, you nailed it.
That was it, right?
Yeah, that was it.
That was the one?
I got to be honest. It wasn't as bad as I thought. Of course, I'm lying.
That
it was
is,
terrible.
That is hours and hours of training. Hard at work.
Congratulations, man. That was good. That was really good.
You could really tell, though, when I finally got up to the high end. Now, it's when I have the time to actually do it. It's a slow build, obviously, Steve. I'll bring the key up a little bit, which is what the expert pianists do. So when we finally finish with that, that's it'll be at that high note for you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
stay tuned.
That was really good, man.
Thank you. Thank you. I've been the time, the effort. I didn't turn it off. Maybe I should turn it off quick.
No, it's all right.
You good?
It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we're fine.
I get random spurts where I just need to play.
Well, hey, now we're ready. So if you ever want to just...
Good point.
If we're in the middle of a conversation that bores you, you just go over there and tickle the ivories for a minute or two.
Oh, God. Well, where was that thing when Doug was talking about roller coasters?
Doug's our number one customer on Redbubble, apparently.
Well, number one desired customer.
Yeah.
He has yet to actually buy anything.
Yeah. By the way, we just mentioned it. If you go to steveandkyle.com, click on the merch link in the top right corner, you can get to our store at Redbubble. So you can order T-shirts. Right now, we probably have 10 or 12 designs up there.
Yeah.
All sorts of stuff available. The original logo, the Piano Pals, 2 different logos, Stevie Tortellini.
Yeah. James Brown's legs.
James Brown's legs, of course. I want to order one of those.
Yeah, we need that. And also, it's important to say, a lot of people navigating on mobile, that button does not pop up if you go to our website, steveandkyle.com. So the direct link is just redbubble.com/people/Steve and Kyle. Simple enough. Any other issues, it's on our social media, Facebook, Twitter. It shouldn't be that hard to find. But yeah, like you said, Steve, up to 12 designs currently. More coming in.
Yeah, we're just kind of throwing random ones up there as we get them.
Waiting on Philip for sure.
A bunch of orders already, so we appreciate that.
Yeah,
we got. I think we're up to like 3 pieces of drywall.
Yeah,
right. For APS
4.0 got off to a nice start. So please keep buying at will. And Steve and I are in talks right now. At some point, we'll throw because we're barely making anything. If anything needs to tell you.
Yeah, if you know how much a piece of drywall is, you'll know.
Yeah.
We're not making anything.
And that's off of 20-plus orders. But we are talking about certain weeks we'll probably throw some of our designs on special, make them a little cheaper to encourage that. But yeah, just in the last few days, if you haven't looked, we uploaded a Steve 16 2018 logo, courtesy of our friend Zach, who made that for us for the Throat Goblin tournament this past year, and a reissue of the Steve and Kyle Podcast World Tour 2017 shirt, a little modified in the fact that it's only on the back. There's no front logo to go along with that, but you can still get that on other things like stickers and phone cases, wall art, whatever you feel like. So be sure to check that out.
I think I am ordering one of our phone cases.
That's awesome.
Because I need one. Mine's like
getting a little cracked.
Yeah, it's falling apart. It's just it's looking pretty rough. So I want to get a new
Steve and Kyle one, maybe some James Brown's legs.
Oh, that would fit so.
It would
perfectly.
look beautifully because it's the way
it's a wanted poster.
Philip, the way Philip drew it. It would work perfectly for that. Drunk Steve only pukes with his shirt off would also fit.
I'd feel weird about having your own name, having me on my phone case.
Piano Pal, they would all work really good. I mean, some of them better than others, but yeah. So check that out. And there is more coming this week as soon as we can get Philip to worry less about your side gigs art. My gosh. Follow that guy on Twitter, and something happens on your side gig at 8:15. There's a piece of art by 8:25.
Yeah.
I send him a message on Twitter a week ago with some requests, and I get a middle finger.
Did he actually sketch out?
Yeah, he took the time to sketch the middle finger, send it to me,
you.
and say, I'll get to it when I get to it, lackey. I thought it was rude, but yeah, so we're waiting on Philip. So a couple more designs coming down the pipeline, hopefully this week if Philip's not too busy.
Yeah.
But yeah, redbubble.com. Redbubble, I should speak that more clearly. Redbubble.com/people/Steve and Kyle, or check our social media for it. And again, when you get, if you've bought some already, again, thank you very much. And when you receive it, if it's a sticker, if it's whatever, send us pictures. Hashtag garbage merch. That's what we've been using since we discussed this idea. Hashtag Steve and Kyle. Send it to us. Let us know how it looks, how it feels. And again, if there's any issues, like Steve said last week, contact Redbubble. We're not going to worry about it.
Yeah, not our problem. Not our problem at all.
Thanks for the money, sucker.
So you had said before we started recording that you had an update pop up on your phone, or a reminder pop up on your phone that you set, a year ago?
So 1 year ago, we must have been recording on a Monday, and tragically, it must have been 9/11, Steve.
Okay.
We never forget. And I don't know how we got to talking about whatever this topic was. I'm not going to tell you. I will say this.
Now I kind of want to know.
I forgot to pull the audio. Well, I didn't forget. It's not time yet. I just saw this looking at my calendar going forward this week that I have to ask you something on next week's podcast. I don't know what it's related to. I have to go back, listen to our episode from 1 year ago so I can ask you something. Now, there's a lot going on a year ago, Steve. You were moving. You were preparing for your wedding.
Yep. Yeah, we had just I think we would have been moving almost exactly.
Yeah.
It was mid-September of 2017.
So what I'm going to do next week is I'm going to pose the question to you with no context to start with and see if you have a single clue.
Oh, boy.
And then we can play the short audio piece, assuming it is a short audio piece,
To see if my answers match.
to accompany it and see why I'm asking you that. Because as it stands, I don't know. You don't know.
No idea.
I'm sure somebody out there knows what I'm or can go back and listen.
Don't.
If you do,
Don't.
just don't ruin it. Because, again,
Yeah.
neither of us know until I listen to this audio next week and I can actually get a piece and bring it in for us.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
get ready.
I
Start
specifically,
thinking, Steve.
like, if you know, don't email me, don't tweet it at me,
Yeah.
don't post it on Facebook or anything. We don't want to know.
Right.
I want the reaction to be as true as
Right.
possible.
You think maybe you were like a 9/11 truther? Maybe I have to ask you if you come around.
Boy, I'd find that hard to believe if there was a brief moment in time where I was a 9/11 truther.
Maybe we were recording and you let that loose.
So it was 9/11 related?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying it's
just
on my
based on-
phone for 9/11, which
Okay,
means we
based
were
on-
recording on 9/11.
All right,
So
based
there's
on the
plenty of
timing.
options. Your wedding 2 months away at
Yeah,
that time.
yeah.
Moving at that time.
Moving. Still, I think we were probably right around. Had we sold Annette's house yet?
I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe
maybe.
it was that whole saga because that
I
was
know.
right around the time. And that's, spoiler alert, another design possibly coming is the Pirate Pete logo.
Oh, Beat the Pirate Real
Pete
Estate.
the Pirate. Yep. That Philip made. So it was all around that time. So you have to tune in next week to know.
That was a hectic couple
It was
months.
busy.
Yeah,
It was very busy. A lot happening. We'll find out next week. And based on this notification on my phone, it's the most important thing that was going on in your life at that time.
Okay.
Now, granted, I don't know what it is,
Yeah,
but it's very important, and we will get to that. I think we should probably do it right at the top of the show next week just to get it right out. Because,
Yeah.
well, you're going to be itching. I'm going to send you the email.
It's going to be so difficult. Now, I never go back and listen to our episodes.
Hate it.
I just don't.
Can't do it.
I don't do it. I was here to record it. I don't need to listen to it. The only one I did was the Lost episode, and I found that so ungodly painful.
Hopefully for other reasons.
Because we both talked like Springsteen.
It was so bad. I still hate it. Thank God. And it's not like we cut that much, but thank God it's not uploaded in full.
Oh yeah,
Anywhere.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff that needed to be cut out of there just because it wasn't fair. It was in context. Couldn't include everything.
Yeah.
But I don't go back and listen to our episodes, but it's gonna be really difficult not to do that this week.
Now, I went back and looked at the description, so I have an idea of when the podcast where I need to listen to based on...
I was actually gonna pull up the show rundown.
Yeah.
Should I do that or no?
You can. I don't know if you'll know. I don't think you can pull up the show description, and if I pulled up that show description for that date, which I believe was 9/12, I don't think there's anything on those bullet points that will give away what I need to follow up with you about.
Okay.
I think
So
you'll be
there's not a bullet point that says like Kyle asks Steve about.
right. Kyle makes a bet for 1 year later or whatever.
Oh, I wonder if there is a bet.
No bet.
That would be nice if there was. If I all of a sudden I'm
Cash
like,
in a year
"Oh,
later."
Sweet, I made $50.
Yeah, I come in with a check, just angry.
If you bring me a check, I'm going to be so upset.
Oh yeah, that's that or a lot of change rolls,
Right.
but not anything like quarters or whatever. It's going to be nickels.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that is
the most convenient form of money.
good luck figuring out from that show description what actually we were talking about that needed a follow up 1 year to the day later.
I look forward to it. Very much look forward
It's
to
exciting. Well, I need to ask you something.
it. Yeah.
You mentioned we're smack dab in the middle of a piano lesson going on, or violin lesson.
We just had the
We
piano.
had I gave a piano lesson mere minutes ago. Mm-hmm. You're all welcome.
Yeah.
We're in the midst of a violin lesson going on upstairs.
Yeah.
And that's by happenstance. We initially
normally
intended it to record in the morning or work around it evening wise, but
Sure.
whatever.
Yeah, I'd sent you a text. I woke up this morning, sent you a text, and I was like, because I had told you yesterday when you said, "Hey, can we record tomorrow?"
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah, no problem." It should be either a little earlier in the morning or a little later in the afternoon because Annette has a student coming over to the house for a violin lesson. Normally they're during the week, but yeah, it's just one of those weeks where like the family's going to be on vacation, so they wanted to come over early. They were going to be in this area, so worked out. So I sent you a text probably around 9 o'clock or so this morning, and I was like, "Hey, what do you want to do? I'm up if if you want to stop by and record, let's do it." But you got back to me a little while later.
Yeah, it was 10 o'clock.
Said you had a kind of a rough night, long night.
Long would be accurate. Yeah, rough as well. So yeah,
what time? What time did you go to bed?
2:35.
Oh, yeah. How? Why?
So my dear beloved Michigan State Spartans decided to schedule a football series, home and home. Now, Steve, I know you know what that means, but for the layman at home, it's where you schedule one game is at Arizona State, and then the next year Arizona State will travel to Michigan State and play a game home and home. This year happened to be the Arizona portion of that home and home, and they decided to make the game
2 hours behind us.
3.
And
they decided to make the game a primetime game on their end. Kickoff was at 10:50 p.m. at a very moderate 103 degrees.
Wow. Okay.
The record is 107.
Don't they have a dome there?
Nope.
They don't play
Arizona State Sun Devils play outside.
I'm thinking of...
the Cardinals, probably.
What do they play at, like, University of Phoenix Stadium or something?
With that glass ceiling dome. Yeah, so...
That's the stadium where the... Can't they actually bring the
field rolls out?
Yeah, the field rolls outside so they can put it out in the sun, water it, and get
and then
sun,
roll it in.
Roll it back. That's
so cool.
That's incredible.
I'm sure. I wonder if that's normal now. Like, is that at the Minnesota Stadium, which is brand new? But what are they going to do when they put that outside? Just get it snowy and wet?
Right. Yeah, and then roll it back inside,
and then roll it back
and then
in.
they can play in the snow.
Just like the outdoor conditions in Minnesota, you get that inside. Yeah. So yeah, they didn't kick off until after 10:45 last night. And I made the mistake of jinxing it by texting my friend at 11:20 saying, boy, that first quarter flew.
Yeah, big mistake.
And then it was 3 hours from then that game finished at 2:30 in the morning.
Awful.
I hated every second of it. Oh, it was awful. So yeah, I didn't get to bed till late. And
did they win at least?
I didn't get to bed till late.
So they won.
And I get up at like...
So did you type out your team chant on Facebook? Like,
that's only for the Detroit Lions.
That's
thank
the
you.
Forward up the field.
Yeah, typing on the banks of the Red Cedar would take a little while. I don't want to do that. The alma mater.
Right. Yeah. Of course.
So went to bed and actually was up at 8 o'clock, which is pretty normal for us with the dogs and everything. Mm-hmm. But I realized that's normal when I'm in bed by 11:30 or so. Not when I'm going to bed at 2:30.
Yeah.
So I got up and, oh boy, laid down on the couch, quickly fell right asleep again with the dogs.
Of course.
And then didn't wake up until 10 o'clock when I saw you had messaged a little while for a few minutes. But neither here nor there. The important thing to bring up here, Steve, is why couldn't we just record at 10:15 in the morning? And that is because I got the most shocking text of the weekend.
Yeah.
Of the week, I dare say, from you.
It was shocking to send it.
Now, we are, is it safe to say, 15 months removed from your most recent workout plan from Wayne Dreamboat?
It's almost exactly 15 months.
You were getting all muscled up for Annette and your tux. You didn't want your tux to fit. You wanted your shoulders to pop.
Right.
You wanted to look the part of the groom that everybody's...
I did, yeah. My main thing was back then, it was like, I don't want to look at my wedding photos. Because normally everyone looks at their wedding photos 10 years later and they're like, man, look how skinny we looked. Look how great we looked. Yeah. I don't want to look at that and be like how fat I looked. That sucks.
Now, in my mind, because
I feel like I did okay for the wedding. I sucked in the gut and didn't breathe for about 10 hours, so I was all right.
Now, in my mind, I know Annette, so I know in a few years you guys look at your wedding pictures, she'll no doubt look the exact same way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
80 pounds.
Yeah.
Just infuriating.
Incredible.
And then you're going to look at, oh man, look at how skinny I looked. And she's just going to go, and then walk away. And then you are going to go right to the gym again.
Yeah.
Because you are now...
I'm gonna pull that wrinkled piece of paper out of my pocket that Wayne Dreamboat wrote out for me that says, do bicep curls, fatty. I'm going to do that. And he's going to say, stop eating lard.
But, since then you've given up, you had your heart issue, so you've given up. You don't drink very much.
It's calling it a heart issue.
I mean, I like to make it more serious than it is. Steve, you're on the precipice of death.
I was in the hospital with your lovely wife tending to me.
Yeah. Poking holes in there.
That did happen.
Let me ask you this. You've been to the hospital. They give you an x-ray?
Yeah, I think so.
Scam artists.
Yeah.
For another day. Another day. I have an issue with the hospital, top to bottom.
And x-rays are one of them.
X-rays are one of them.
I did notice when I was getting my x-ray done that a man with a monocle and a top hat was sitting there counting stacks of money.
Yeah, that's how hospitals are run, man.
Yeah.
Private financiers rubbing their hands together and twisting the end of their mustaches.
I know. I watch Grey's Anatomy.
So
I know how hospitals run.
So 15 months ago, Steve, you ended your workout schedule. Wayne Dreamboat quit the facility. I feel like emotionally that devastated you, Steve.
Yeah, because I have... he came up with a schedule, and it was like a 4-day-a-week workout plan.
And you were going 5.
Oh, I was going 6, sometimes 7.
Yeah. Really beating down those muscle groups.
Yeah. So I'd do my day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and then I'd go there and I'd just do cardio one day, and I'd go another day and I'd just do a lot of stretching and stuff like that.
Day of abs?
Yeah. Abs were every day.
Oh, right.
Every
you
day,
can't skip a day of abs.
Exactly.
Steve, obviously.
Abs are made in the kitchen. That's what Tony Horton says. Abs are made in the kitchen.
How so?
It's all about abs are mostly about how you eat, not about how you work
that's
out.
fine. I'm comfortable without ever having abs.
So yeah, and then I got sick for a little while around June of last year, and Wayne Dreamboat had left. I was devastated.
Your spirits were you're in the dumps,
and I just didn't go back.
Yeah, here's a question for you. 15 months later, have you been paying? Did you ever cancel your membership?
So I didn't go back at all. Bit of a sore subject in this house. Okay.
Well, if it's the facility I know, that's about 13.
You know something? Let's
13 sheets of drywall for APS.
Why don't we just skip past that? So fast forward to earlier this week on the side gig, and we're talking about we've gotten into the habit the last couple of years of doing Super Bowl bets, World Series bets, and we all enjoy, like, I don't know, it's fun to bet. It's fun to bet on things. So we thought, okay, this year
how it starts, by the way.
Yeah, let's come up with we wanted to come up with a bet, but we wanted a bet that it was like a serial bet. So it starts week 1 of the NFL season and it goes through the Super Bowl.
Okay, so is it like, does it accrue?
Yes.
So it's like a skins game in golf where you each hole is a certain amount of money, and it grows as the contest goes.
Well, the bet that we decided on was each week after, so like on Tuesday morning, so after all the results are in from the Monday night game and the entire weekend, we each randomly draw 3 teams out of a bag, and for every win that one of your teams gets, you get a point. So, and then the person with the most points at the end of the season is the winner. So I guess total you could have, what are there, 17 weeks in the season? I don't know if we're doing playoffs, so let's just...
17 total weeks, yeah.
So technically, if you draw 3 teams a weekend, and every one of your team wins every one of their games, 51 points, max amount of points. And then we will do a photo shoot at the end of the year. Person with the most points is dressed head to toe in a football uniform. Person with the second most points is dressed in a football uniform, but without a shirt. Person third in line, no shirt, no pants. So by the time you get to the end of the line, if you're the last place guy, you are nude.
Cup in your junk
with a football helmet in front of
Yes.
The most precious parts. So we were talking about this. It's one of the most terrifying prospects ever for me. And got a text from my lovely wife. She says, "Oh, you better start hitting the gym again."
Oh, boy.
Which I'll admit, did not react to well in the moment. And I just replied and I said, "Oh, that's insulting."
It is.
And
you're not incorrect.
I know that she didn't mean it that way, but
it's hard when listen. It's like 8 words. It's hard to misconstrue any of those when you read them straight down the barrel.
It hit me right in the gut, and there is a significant gut for it to hit me in. So
Annette, by walking the dog, can shave off the dinner weight she had from a day ago.
Well, she does. She works out a lot.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
She does. It's referred to as her workout girls. It's this app that it's just women working out, and once a night they do like, "All right, girls, let's do a workout."
Like a Skype?
It's no, I mean it's just all based off an app.
Okay, well, workout guys, verbal trademark. Let's do it. You and me, we'll do the workout guys app from our home.
Philip, we need a design.
Me and you,
workout guys, workout hunks.
Yeah, and you can start by taking our logo.
Hunks lift and jump. No, that's already like a moving company, right?
Yeah. You can start by taking our beautiful logo as it stands and replacing my America bandana with a sweatband.
Yeah.
Keep the cigarette.
Yeah, of course.
And Steve and I doing some jazzercise or something. Maybe, in my mind, here's what workout guys are doing on our apps together. We got that 6-inch pedestal in front of us. We're doing step ups and step downs.
Of course.
We're going to do some knee lifts.
Some stuff with those resistance rubber bands.
That's it. Yeah. Very loose.
Time around a wall or something.
We're pulling, we're moving, we're kicking, doing the whole thing. If there's a workout girls app, there's got to be a workout guys app, right?
So this was it affected me for a couple days. I was pretty bummed by that.
Did you eat your way through it?
I did not. I've actually been very good about food lately because I'm an emotional eater. If I'm sad, I want to eat. If I'm happy, I want to eat. Mm-hmm. If I have a rough day at work, driving home from work, I'm like, I'm so pissed about
eating. Sounds good, right?
Something, man. I have to go a different way home from work just so I don't pass all the fast food restaurants that I want to stop at. Like, that's how simple my brain is. It's like, sad, feed me. Happy, feed me. So I decided, okay, it's early September. We have, 5 months until the Super Bowl? 4 months until the Super Bowl?
Yeah, it'll be first Sunday in February.
So I got 5 months or 4 months, whatever it is, to get myself into shape. Because I know for a fact I will lose this bet. And if I'm going to be photographed nearly nude, well, basically nude, with a football helmet covering the smallest of areas, I'm at least going to do so with a little bit of pride in knowing, at least I don't have a massive gut anymore.
So you're so confident that in this game where you're literally picking random teams from a bag...
Yeah.
You're going to lose.
I just don't win things. You're playing the lottery here, but instead of 1 in a billion, it's 1 in 5. Yeah, but the difference is when I lose, if I buy a lottery ticket and I lose, I don't get photographed naked and made fun of.
Okay, sure.
The stakes are high. So why not help myself out a bit?
Okay. All right, you know what? Whatever it takes to get you motivated, Steve.
Yeah. Come mid-February, though,
you're going to be cut like a diamond, right?
Yeah, and then I'm just going to start eating pies again.
Yeah, because now this was your idea. You're claiming APS 4.0 starting this fall/winter/spring. Mm-hmm. You're rebuilding Jeeps.
Yep.
You've no doubt got a few
Jeep rebuilt, by the way, if you're looking for a 2015
this feels like
Wrangler Sport. JKU. You let me know. For the low price of send me a message and I'll tell you.
Oh, boy. So this feels like one of those home flip shows, and we're going to be up on the point where you don't want to pay another month's payments or whatever on it. So you're going to have to dump it. You've had this thing for a while, Steve.
Well, there's no payments on it.
Right, because you bought it. But but you've had it for a little while.
We did. We had a potential buyer on the line, actually recommended by none other than your mother.
Yeah.
And that ended up not working out. But
hey, you played a little hardball, huh?
No, actually, we
respect you.
Played softball, and we said to the potential buyer, hey, be sure that you call your insurance company and make sure that everything's good. Yeah, no problem. And then when we were expecting this person to stop over and give us a deposit, it was then that they said, oh, yeah, I called my insurance company. It's not going to work. Okay. Boy.
Because it's a former salvage, right?
Wish you had done that before, like 4 days ago when we told you, so wouldn't have wasted everyone's time. But,
Yes, here we are.
But that's, hey, whatever. It's in the past. There's actually somebody that came and looked at it yesterday and seemed very interested in it. So hopefully by next time, by the time we're here next week recording, the black Jeep will be just a memory.
You'll have from start to finish how much time invested? Well, let's say if it ended today, if you sold that thing today.
I think we got it
from the day it arrived here.
2 months, probably.
Oh, boy. It's going to be hard to turn a profit at that type of turnaround. Most home flippers are doing it in 4 to 6 weeks.
It's not a home.
That's less. You're not ripping out cabinetry, Steve. You're replacing a clutch and painting a bumper.
The most frustrating part of that whole thing is if I added up the amount of time that I spent looking for parts, working on it, going to pick up parts, because there were a few times where I had to drive, like I drove to Detroit to pick up some stuff for it. Mm-hmm. I would bet the entire process could be consolidated into 4 8-hour days. Start to finish, that's the amount of time I have invested. But it's just been so spread out over 2 months.
Yeah. Okay. So there you have it. If you're looking for a 2016 Jeep Wrangler.
2015.
Ooh, you're going to drop the price.
36,500 miles.
All right.
It's in beautiful shape.
So average about to about 12,000 miles a year if you're keeping tabs on that.
Yeah.
Message Steve for the price in negotiations.
Southern vehicle. Never seen a Michigan winter. Not a spot of rust on it.
Now, does that have to do with the insurance reasoning being that it was a salvage, you said, right? Like it's harder to get that insured, or...
It's, I guess her insurance company, because it's now has a rebuilt title.
Uh-huh.
And her insurance company wants, it's weird. It's a weird spot to be in because she was going to be taking out a loan on it. So any vehicle that you have a loan on, you have to get full coverage on it. But her company doesn't offer full coverage for vehicles with rebuilt titles.
Oh.
So
maybe that's common. I'm not aware.
I don't know.
The insurance industry. Who knows?
Yeah. It wasn't the issue with my company.
Right.
So I don't, this is my first go, like my Jeep was my first go around with it.
Right.
So I don't know. I have no idea how common that is.
Still looking to sell though. If you're looking for that 2015, that's a 4-door.
4-door. Yeah.
4-door Jeep.
2015 JKU, they call it. JK Unlimited.
The Hammer Niner.
Yeah. It's a 4-door. It's black on black on black.
Okay. You got the fabric, leather inside.
Yeah, it's fabric. It's
Did you get all the blood off?
All the blood is off.
The blood from the murders are gone.
Now, it's got a rebuilt title, but worth noting, no frame damage, no flood damage. This was a financial salvage vehicle, not a damaged salvage vehicle.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So there you go.
You've rebuilt it.
Yeah.
It's now functioning. You've taken it for rides.
Oh, it's beautiful. Ride's great. Every time I drive it, I'm like, man, this thing drives better than mine. I wish I could have it.
And you're looking to sell. So message Steve with your Jeep inquiries. And don't worry, the fact that it's been here for 2 months is not a reflection on the price. That is just a...
Well, it's only been for sale for
3
weeks.
And it doesn't help that I know the initial post, Chris posted it for sale, was blown up by... my brother,
your brother,
and a couple other trolls,
like Rusty,
making offers regarding like food items.
Yeah, like I'll give you a cheese pizza for it. No.
So this posting in the marketplace, somebody might see it, might have gone past it, seeing, oh, hey, it's a nice Jeep. Oh, 40 comments. No way I'm in line for that because everybody else is already fighting over it.
No, luckily the comments don't show up in Marketplace. They only
don't.
Yeah,
just on his post.
That's only on his post. Yeah, because when you post something, you can post it on Marketplace, but you can also have it sent to your page too.
Oh, so I need to find on the Marketplace and trash it.
I don't think you can comment on stuff on Marketplace. You can only
you can just do the
you only have
message
the option
that
to
says
message.
interested.
Yeah.
Okay, damn.
Yeah, I know. You're the troll inside you really wants to.
Oh boy, well, it makes it even worse still. That even with those comments haven't shown up, the bites have been. You nervous? You questioning yourself?
A little bit, but I still think it's going to work out.
On what end? The initial investment, the price point you're asking now? What
well,
end?
When we originally posted it, we had it priced way too high. We didn't do our research.
Okay.
Like we thought that we had a good price on it, and then the more we went and looked, we were like, no, it's way too high. So we lowered it,
dropped it a little bit
by like $1,500.
Okay.
And I think where we're at now is very fair. I don't want to get much less than what we have it offered for because
your margins
the margin's pretty thin. It's we probably paid a little bit too much for it. We didn't realize that there was some body damage that needed to be repaired, so that was $1,000 right there. So it's like it eats up the profit really quickly.
Not as easy as the old gas monkey garage has made it seem on television.
Nope.
But you're excited. You're digging in. You're going to dig into round 2 as soon as this one's sold, huh?
Yeah, probably.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Well, best of luck.
I enjoy doing it.
Right.
I like
until you start losing money on it.
Until I start losing money on it.
Or making so little money that it's not like you're just doing it for a hobby though, right?
That's where we're at right now. Like a guy came and looked at it yesterday, then he offered Chris, I think like $300 less than we have into it.
So you lose $150 each.
Yeah. And I mean, worst case scenario, all right, I guess we'll sell it to him. But
get most of your money back, but be down $150.
Yeah. Now
wouldn't that be
the guy
shame?
It seems like he's like Chris is negotiating with him, and I think it's going to work out.
Okay. To go from losing 300 to you can get yourself up to maybe like make 200.
Ooh.
Right.
That would be nice.
Come on. Huh?
So we'll see. I don't know. It's a weird game to play.
Yeah.
And I'm nervous about it, but I'm more just like, all right, I just want it to be if I make $100 off of it, fine. I just want it to be done with at this point.
Right. Well, because I'm sure when you bought it or when you started this adventure, you had stars in your eyes, twinkling toes.
I'm gonna make $1 million.
You're telling Annette about the guest house you're gonna build in the backyard or what pool you're gonna put in.
Yeah.
All these grand ideas, and now you're staring on the barrel of losing 13 sheets worth of drywall and days of your time and money and investment on this thing.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
yeah,
you're on the precipice, Steve. You're standing on that cliff of screw it, get rid of it. I just need it out of the garage or wherever it is. I need it out of here.
Yeah, it's
Or do you wait? Because now wintertime isn't really fall and winter, not really known for like car sales, right? I mean, it kind of goes with homes, right? People are going to buy that in the spring.
I guess so. If you have like if you happen to be selling like a plow truck, then yeah, maybe
that's it. But in general, home sales, auto sales, things like that dip when the weather gets cool. People buy and sell that stuff in the spring and summer. So I don't want to say it, but you're kind of up against it before you're just. Would you consider throwing it either in your garage or in storage until the spring and trying again?
Yeah, and again, the good thing is it's not. We're not making payments on it.
Right.
This is it was money that was invested that we had set aside to invest in it. So
now, would Chris Chris has a brand new baby girl, beautiful baby girl.
Yeah.
You think Chris maybe want that money back for the?
I'm sure he would. I'd like that money back too.
So, do you think if you come to him, in 3 weeks, say, "Hey, man, let's put a tarp on it,
cut bait,
tackle it in April,
throw it in the river."
Yeah, throw it in the river, see what insurance will give us.
Yeah, insurance gives us like $900 for
it. Do you think there will then be a fracturing of this business idea? If you can't sell this thing this fall, do you think you're like, maybe, I like doing it, but hey, this was a heck of a road?
Yeah, that's a good chance. I think what we decided is, because this vehicle had a salvage title, I think we decided that if we do it again, we have to get a vehicle with a clean title. Yeah. You'll pay more for it initially, but then you don't have to worry about the reinspection process.
Johnny Copper coming out to the house and making sure you're on the up and up.
We don't have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about explaining the whole process, because that's been the hardest part so far, is the few people that have been interested in it. You have to like educate them and say, here's what happened, here's what we had to do, here's this mountain of paperwork. If we get a clean title vehicle that has a little bit of damage,
none of it.
We fix it and sell it and say, yeah, it was in a front end crash, but we fixed it and it's good. So
kind of surprising though. Well, no, the first one you built was for your own, because you'd figure that would be harder to sell, realizing you had to send the front axle off for 6 weeks to this body shop to bend it.
Right.
But yeah, that was kind of surprising. Huh. Well, good luck. Rooting for you. If you're looking for that Jeep, message us at Steve and Kyle, or find Steve himself on Twitter and send him a message.
Mm-hmm. And if you refer somebody, this is the Refer a Friend program.
Okay.
You refer somebody, I'll send you a free T-shirt.
Whoa! I was going to think sticker. You're digging into your own pocket.
We'll do T-shirt and sticker.
Oh, you get the hell out of here, Steve. I mean, we're a step away from doubling it like the infomercial.
Of course, I'll have to get them to send it to me first,
and then we'll have to ship it to you.
Then ship it to you.
Last time that was a fiasco, and we did it ourselves last year, which is why we're paying Redbubble, to do it for us. So, speaking of Redbubble, Steve, redbubble.com/people/Steve
I've never heard of this.
Steve and Kyle.
Slow down. What is that?
Redbubble.com/people/Steve and Kyle. Boy, we need to find who bought those website rights for us that we just totally hawked off to do SteveandKyle.com.
Don't know, but we need to, because eventually that domain will expire, and we should probably acquire it.
Can we just do like an ampersand or like a slash merch, and that would redirect right to the Redbubble?
Yeah,
wouldn't that be easier?
Sure.
Instead of find the thing on our website, which normally works. Unless you're looking at it on mobile, then it doesn't work.
Who looks at websites on mobile anyway?
Yeah, right. If you're on mobile and you're not using the app, you're not doing it right. Coming soon, the Steve and Kyle app. But I was sidetracked, Steve. We got that all out of the way, though, and I wanted to ask you about the Jeep process anyway. But back to what we were talking about this morning. So Annette makes you feel bad last week by saying you're fat. And if you have to be nude, I'm not looking at that picture. I don't like looking at you nude anyway. I'm grossed out when you get out of the shower, and I'm even more grossed out when you come to bed without a shirt on. Please start wearing more, et cetera, et cetera. Maybe not as many words.
Yeah, I feel like, boy, I don't remember all of that, but...
Sends you pictures of Fat Albert. Text saying, hey.
Look at this picture I took of you when you were fat and black, which is now, and a cartoon. Yeah.
Annette, it turns out, pretty cruel when it comes to fat shaming her husband. So you sat with it for a few days. What happened? You obviously said that you reinitiated your gym membership at some point because you had canceled it 15 months ago and you stopped going.
Yeah.
So you restarted up. What happened this week? What else after that brought you to where we are today?
A couple days of reflection. Honestly, when this all happened, this was on Tuesday or Wednesday, my plan was like, all right, well, I guess I'm going home, changing my clothes, and going right to the gym. And then I don't know, I'm such a creature
after you
of
sign
habit.
up.
Yeah, after I sign up. Yeah. I'm such a creature of habit. So I just come home and I just do my regular thing.
And you got stuff to do for work?
I got to come home. Yeah, I do a couple hours of work at home each day.
Grey's Anatomy to catch up on.
Grey's Anatomy, of course. I got to see what McDreamy and McSteamy are up to.
Yep. Hood ornaments on Jeeps. Episode 6 drops every Wednesday.
Yep. Yeah. I think, Jeep podcast. I was talking to Cy Noel and Ryan Young after the softball game about a Jeep podcast.
That's
called like
Jeepin'
with friends or something.
So that's not Lispin Network, is it? Think we're going to do Lispin Network on that?
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk off air. I was more open to a guy talking real estate.
Yeah, I'm still disappointed that...
Is he still doing that?
He's never done it. That's the thing.
What do we do and get him on board?
He bought all this... He bought, like, all the equipment, and he just never did anything.
Oh, we got to get him on board. We got to get him in the network.
Yeah.
He bought the home for you, and I'm sure there were some hiccups along the way that weren't his fault.
Mm-hmm.
Helped you buy a home, sell a home.
Sell 2 homes.
Right.
Sold my home, sold Annette's home.
Got to get him on the Lispin Network. Can you imagine the listenership? Whew. How to buy and sell a house.
So yeah, it was my plan was to start working out last week, and then it was yesterday morning. My wife got up. She went to
Girls' Day,
yeah,
workout,
she went to
dream, whatever it is.
No. She went to Katie's.
Oh yeah,
Baby shower.
yeah.
And while she was gone, I'm like, now's the time. I'm gonna do it. I was puttering around the house, just like looking for anything to do. For me, when I wake up on the weekends, Annette always wakes up before me on the weekends, and she'll come downstairs and just sit around and watch TV for a little while. And when I get up, I come downstairs, and the last thing in the world I want to do is just sit down on the couch, because I know that if I do,
You won't do anything.
it's an hour at least killed.
So what time we talking?
So, I don't know. It was probably 8 something.
Oh, God, what is she doing getting up in the 7 a.m. hour
It's
on the weekends?
the cat and the dog always wake her up. They know to wake her up. They go over, wake her up, and then she gets up and goes downstairs, feeds them, lets the dog out. So I came downstairs and I'm just like, just looking around for stuff to do. I don't want to sit down. Like, this looks. I'm gonna fix this over here, and like poking around at things. There's an outlet in our kitchen that I've been meaning to replace since the day we moved in, because you plug something into it and it's just like it's not attached to anything.
Good.
I was like, okay. She left for Katie's shower. I guess I'll replace the outlet. I put in a dimmer switch that I've been meaning to install. And then I was like, okay, so if I go sit down on that couch, I'm going to be there when she gets home in 3 hours or 2 hours. Guess I'm going to the gym. I'm upstairs, got changed. So I found, I had bought this like a year and a half ago. I bought a set of just Bluetooth headphones so I could wear them to the gym. Well, I found them. They have actually been in the center console of my vehicle for a year and a half. So I got them out, and it took me, I could not figure out how to get them to connect.
Okay.
Like, first of all, the battery was so beyond dead.
Yeah.
I had to plug it in for like an hour just before they would actually respond. So then I couldn't get them to connect, and I'm like, what am I doing? All I'm doing is delaying.
Yeah, you didn't want to go, so you're thinking about things to... I need the headphones right now. Granted,
Right.
You're in radio.
I won't get my pump on without my headphones.
Now, granted, you're in radio. I know you're wearing headphones right now.
Mm-hmm.
You probably have, half a dozen other pairs or maybe some earbuds laying around that would work, but no.
Yeah.
If there's wires on them, you're not wearing them, Steve.
What am I, an idiot?
Right. This is 2018. You're with the times. You don't want to go to this gym that will not be named and look like a buffoon.
No, I don't
want
want
to
to
look treadmill or the Stairmaster.
Like an a-hole?
With a cord hanging down.
So I finally decided, what are you doing? All you're doing is delaying it. Mm-hmm. You're just procrastinating. So I hopped in the car and I drove there. And it was a little intimidating walking in the door of that place because I have my little card. Oh, God, what if it doesn't work? What if I scan this? What if they do like the, whoa, it's been a while since we've seen you.
Just
there,
ignore it, right?
Tubby?
Just ignore it. They have to ignore it, right?
Yeah. Well, luckily, this place doesn't participate in gym-timidation.
How dare you give away what we're talking about?
So I went in, scanned my card, everything worked. There wasn't a, sir, hold on a second. Can we?
You weren't stopped?
Wasn't stopped. Walked right over to a treadmill, hopped on, hitting the buttons. Stupid thing's not working. Mm-hmm. But don't know how I missed the 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper taped to the dashboard that says temporarily out of order.
So good start.
I'm like, oh boy, should have seen that.
Well, at this point, you're probably ready for a break.
Yeah.
So you go hit the massage chairs.
Oh man, those things are great.
Maybe the exerciser. Just works out your whole body.
So I hop over to the treadmill next to me, and because what I always used to do, it was a 10-minute run to warm up. So it's a 10-minute run, 3-minute cool down, and then I go through. Then I start doing my day one routine.
So are you using Wayne Dreamboat's plan?
Wayne Dreamboat's plan.
You're back on. You got that crinkled piece of 8.5 by 11 that
I still have.
He hand wrote in his notebook,
it.
And you're going to start from scratch.
Yeah, and of course at this point none of it makes any sense to me. But I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to force my way to. I'm going to make this happen.
Yeah.
And I got 4 minutes into my run, and I'm like, what am I doing? This is the worst day of my life. This is awful.
I see the fast food place from here.
And of course, one of the channels that they have on the TV is the Food Network, so everything looks delicious.
Well, that's the word. Like, listen, if you're at the gym, the only thing you put on the TV screens. That's the only thing that should be allowed. Whatever music channel they have, that's fine.
Yep.
Any ESPN with live games going on, and the Weather Channel. That's it.
That pretty much, yeah.
If you're going there, be like, yeah, I'm getting caught up on CSI Miami. I go at the same time every day and see the different. No, I can't do that.
Yeah,
I can't just read the captions on a television show or even follow along.
Well, I mean, luckily they have the little the
headphone
thing so you
jack,
can plug into it. But as we talked about, I'm wireless.
Yeah, we're 2018.
I don't need a leash tying me to the treadmill. So I forced my way through the rest of that run. It was terrible.
First time you've run in
year and a half. Well,
okay.
15 months.
Yeah, because you didn't do
Except for 2 weeks ago when I got stuck in a hailstorm and rainstorm when we were taking the dog for a walk. And we ran about a mile to get home. So finished that up, and then I started doing the whole circuit.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized, boy, the amount that I have written on this sheet for the amount of weight that I was doing sure has drastically reduced. I mean, I was back to
starting point,
back to
right?
day one.
Yeah,
which I totally expected.
So you're toe curling 250, and now you're doing the
bar
the bar weight on the machine.
Yeah, it was bad. So I got through it, and I felt like hell at the end. But then by the time I got out to my car, I was like, all right.
Mm-hmm.
And it was cool too, because the first thing when I woke up this morning, I was like, all right, should I go to the gym now, or should I? Like, it just kind of clicked. Like, all right, all it took was one time. Now I know I'm not going to be one of those people that's posting on Instagram like back at it today, because I know that 6 months from now I'm going to not be back at it.
Hashtag rise and grind.
Yeah. The thing that I always laugh at is the people who all of a sudden they worked out for the first time for like a week straight, and then they create a new Facebook page, and now they're a personal trainer.
Yeah,
and they're selling, hey, come work out with me, but it's a virtual workout. Oh, okay.
Here's my sets today.
Yeah, and everything becomes about calories and reps and what are you doing?
There's not a worse person on the planet than what you're describing. Now, did you consider?
Look, if you're going through a life-changing event like that, and you finally decided, I want to get in shape, I want to feel better, great. Yeah. I'm happy for you, and I know how difficult that is to do. But maybe just keep it private until you really realize that it's a lifestyle change for you. I think that takes longer than a week.
Yeah, it's pretty quick. I shouldn't be too far on the heels, too far off your heels here, Steve. It's I should do something.
You back in?
I'm busy.
Remember that? Come on, we did that a couple times last year.
I need to, but I don't know. Here's obviously what happened was the Achilles really shut down motivation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people were telling me, you can still go to the gym. Well, I'm not going to go to the gym like an idiot with the boot.
Oh, you should have gotten a knee scooter
and just do arms and one leg. Like, how's that going to go?
This just absolutely jacked leg.
Yeah, and then one stupid limb hanging off the side. Not going to happen. But it's I'm going to have to carve out some time. The baby is due in 4 weeks from the moment people are listening to this. So
probably not the best time to commit to a 5 day a week exercise
Yeah, it definitely wouldn't
regime.
be 5. And I've never been able to do 5 anyway. It's mostly been 4, and it's all day dependent. But for a while I'll be able to figure it out, and I'm going to need to do something post pregnancy here to get. I don't need to be in shape. I just need to be better than I am now. I think that's the important part.
Yeah, like I said, my whole goal is when I inevitably have my shirt off.
Yep, sitting there nude
in front of a photographer, that I don't look at myself and go, ugh, you're the worst.
Right. Maybe you're giving a smile and thumbs up. Hey, look at this one, guys.
You should have seen me 4 months ago when I was really fat.
Pictures taken. Stop the fast food on the way home.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. So we'll see. I hope that I can stick with it. I know that I will struggle just like everyone else does.
Yeah.
This is seriously the worst time of the year
It's tough
to start working out, because you got all the holidays coming up where all you want to do is eat.
Yeah.
And fall comfort food. Like, it's just...
You thought about just running again? Because the weather's out now.
I
It's
have.
bad. You used to be a trained, self-trained long-distance runner. You ran a half marathon on 0 days preparation.
Almost did it a second time.
Did you?
Luckily, the race was canceled the night before.
So
The last time I went to Disney for the AT Children's Project for the marathon, it was January of 2017. Hadn't run one step at all. The most running I did was we flew down to Florida on a Friday after work. We had to get to the Marathon Expo in order to do packet pickup and get all the stuff I needed for the race, which was Saturday morning. You had to be there by 7 o'clock. We landed, and our rental car, it was just this whole fiasco picking up the rental car. We pull up to the expo, or we pull up into the parking lot at Disney at like 6:48, and Annette just swings the door open. I jump out of the car and I run, and it was probably a quarter to a half mile from the parking lot to the building I had to be at for the expo. And I ran the whole way, and that was the only running I did leading up to it.
And then it was canceled.
Picked up my packet, and an hour later we got the email notification saying the race was canceled because there were really bad storms that rolled through the next morning. That was January of 2017. The last time I ran consistently, it was over 2 years ago.
Could bring it back. It's the wet, like you said. It's the weather. You know,
This
it's
is the
easier
time
to run outside.
Well, this was always the time of year that training would start too. It'd start
for January,
mid August or whatever, and I'd run straight through until January for that race. And so when the weather does start to change, I always kind of
get that feeling.
Yeah, I feel, it's like when it's springtime finally, and you're like, baseball is going to be starting up soon.
Yeah.
That's kind of the feeling I get, and every now and then I'm like, maybe. So when I was there yesterday, I have my Apple Watch now.
Yeah.
So it tracks Fitbit basically. Tracks all your movement, burning calories and steps and all that. So I was on the treadmill and I said, let's start an indoor run. Hit start, and Annette and I share our workouts are shared.
Oh, okay.
So if she finishes a workout, I get a notification. Same thing for me. So I did a run, hit stop, hit done. 3 seconds later, I get a text from her. You went for a run? I was like, yeah.
Like,
remember?
Still subtly being shamed. Like, I know you just ran, but you didn't run far enough. Maybe get back on the treadmill, fatty.
Yeah. Hey there, Tubby. Saw that you did a 32-minute per mile pace. May want to pick that up a bit.
Did you crawl to the finish, or?
So if you could, people listening, every now and then, send me a motivational message by calling me fat and say, you don't want to be fat in pictures, so keep running.
Just send him a picture of Butterbean, like in the ring. Just say, this could be you in a few short months.
That guy has some devastating knockout power, though.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. This is going to make me feel even worse than, Steve, what I'm about to tell you about what I did this weekend.
Okay.
So I am not a video gamer, that type of person by any means. I buy a game or two a year at most.
Really? I'm surprised that it's even that much.
Well, the most recent game I bought was last November. It was Call of Duty.
Okay.
And then that was it until now. But there's a game I had been waiting for 2 years and 3 months, so 27 months since this thing was announced. I was waiting and waiting. Finally, this Friday, Steve, I had done all my tasks that I needed to do around the house, got everything done that needed to be done earlier in the middle of the week, so I could come home Friday, rip open the mailbox like a kid on his first, or getting his first piece, waiting for, like when you're a kid, you're waiting for that promotional thing you got from a cereal box.
Yeah, you saved up all your box tops.
Yeah.
You sent them out.
But for me, it was that beautiful, never gets old Amazon Prime label. And I knew inside meant the end of my weekend. And that was Spider-Man for PlayStation 4. So the very first genuine Spider-Man game for the newer generation of gaming.
There's never been one?
Not for PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One, that level. Been waiting since June of 2016 for this thing.
It's a long time.
Finally comes out this past Friday.
Basically, you've been waiting since this podcast started.
Yeah, really. That's when it was announced, was at whatever convention in June.
I wonder if we go back and listen if there was any mention of, like, oh, hey, look at this.
Hey,
just
did
got
you
a
see this,
notification.
Steve? Hey, Steve, did you see this? Huh? So, Steve, if I were to... Now, Grant, I told you, I'm not a video game guy, and I'm not busier than the average man, but we're doing a lot right now. Obviously, in preparations for the baby, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Got the game
Friday.
Friday.
Your wife's doing the majority of the work.
Well, let's be
Cooking
honest,
that baby in her belly.
It's real hard.
Yeah, sounds tough.
I'm not a video game guy with everything going on. I unwrapped that thing Friday, 4:30 p.m. I got started. College football yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Wife's beautiful baby shower yesterday.
Yeah.
Now recording today. Started recording at about whatever it was, 1:30, 1:45. How much time, Steve, do you think I had to spend on this video game that I've been waiting 2.5 years for? 27 months for. Mm-hmm. Since Friday at 4:30 p.m.
Since Friday at 4:30, so nearly 48 hours ago.
Yeah, I guess you're right, yeah.
How much time have you put in that video game? I'm going to say... So it keeps a running... Does it keep a running tally of how long you've played?
No, but I know.
Okay.
I know. I'm sure there is a way I can look. I just haven't taken the time to do it.
I'll say 9 hours.
Friday night, 4:30 p.m. The PlayStation turned off at midnight.
Okay. So that's,
seven and a half
hours there. Okay.
Steve, as I sit here today...
Tell me you haven't slept.
No, granted, I did not have as much time yesterday, so 7.5 is the big number of the two. We're at 12 hours.
Wow.
We have played a video game for 12 hours in the last 48. The only breaks were for dinner Friday night. Then yesterday was a little more hectic, and then I stopped playing when the football game was on last night at 10:45.
Now, does Katie, your lovely, understanding wife...
Mm-hmm.
Does she sit there, like, as you're playing and, like, cheer you on, or perhaps give a nod that she would like to play and you just completely ignore her?
Oh, no. Oh, God, no. No, I told her, I said, I think you'll enjoy it. If you wanted to play it, it's there. But she has sat there and been the most non-caring about it. Like, well... Say, maybe I'll turn on. Maybe I'll just play a little more today. Go ahead. That's why you bought it. I mean, if you insist. I got another.
I mean, sure. There's probably important things I should be doing.
Yeah, she was putting together the rock and play sleeper. Well, I'm sorry. I'm trying to take down the shocker.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and listen, Wilson Fisk and his henchmen are about to take over New York City, and who's supposed to stop them?
Right.
If not for Spider-Man.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Now I've unlocked...
Boy,
oh, my God.
It sounds like she's being pretty selfish, if you ask me.
Honestly, New York City's at risk. And you expect me to just ignore that when I have the power and the responsibility? How dare her? So, yeah, no, it's been embarrassing. Haven't done this in years.
That's awesome.
Years.
I was never huge into video games.
Yeah.
And the one video game I remember that I bought it and it was all I thought about was it was like an NHL hockey game. I think it was NHL 94.
Uh-huh.
And NHL 94 or 95. And I got the game and me and Doug played it for legitimately 24 hours straight because that was the first year in that game that you could create players.
Oh, okay.
So that was huge. And we both created ourselves and we couldn't comprehend like, that's me.
That's my name.
I'm in the game. And
and I'm on the ice.
They'd zoom in and you'd see your name on the back of the jersey. And we played an entire season, 82 game season.
Yeah, did you like a 100 goal scorer? And
yeah, of course. Yeah, because you could tell, like, I want to be the best player in the league.
Yeah, Wayne Gretzky, who?
Actually, I don't know if you could do that. I think you were able to set, like, kind of parameters, like, oh, I'm a power whatever, or I'm really fast, or I'm a fighter. So, but yeah, we legitimately played an entire season in the first day.
Oh, and I don't even remember that fervor around. I mean, I was never a huge video game guy. I mean, for a couple of years in my early 20s, I would buy the Call of Duty at the midnight when they'd come out, and I'd go play it. But I'm too old for it. But this game, I mean, and games are different now, obviously. Now, this is a game where New York City's wide open, and it's immaculately recreated, and beautiful. You can swing through all of Manhattan. And there's so many things to do, Steve.
Can you stream that while you're playing it? Like, could you stream it to Twitch?
I think so. Yeah, I don't know how to do it, but I should
do that one night.
Yeah, I'd do that. Yeah, I mean, now granted, I'm pretty darn good. Yeah, I've been playing for 12 hours, Steve.
Right. Yeah.
The last few days it's been out, so I don't know if you heard. Yeah,
right. Yeah,
already like 35% of the way complete with the game.
Wow. So you just need another 24 hours, and
knock the thing out. I'm thinking about it right now. What I have to do, the missions I got to tackle when I get home. A lot going on.
So that's your plan when you leave here.
I gotta go eat dinner, and I don't want to go. I want to play video games.
Who do you gotta eat dinner with?
I mean, parents, right?
Well, they're not going anywhere.
Good point. They'll be there tomorrow. Sorry.
Yeah.
See you the next time.
Exactly.
You know what? Talk to me after the baby's born. We'll have a little more free time.
Yeah. You're not going to be doing anything then.
No. Good God. Oh, sleeping again. Oh, dang.
We should do that. You know what? I just thought of something that we were supposed to do this week.
Oh, no.
That we did not do.
What did we forget?
We were supposed to taste pumpkin spice lattes
Oh,
this week.
yeah. I remembered it late, but we didn't. When you were at the gym, we didn't have a set time to start because I was playing. I said all I needed was like a half-hour headway.
Yeah, because we need it in its purest form.
Yeah.
Like, it can't be
hot.
It's got to be hot. Yeah, it can't be. We can't have to heat it up in the microwave or anything. Next week, we're doing
let's iron it out.
PSLs next week.
Let's iron it out when if we get a time and everything set. Now, if we're going to do it Sunday, going to have to be early, which works for the PSL because the Detroit Lions, my beloved losers,
your team,
kick off at 1 p.m. next Sunday. So
marching up the field, we don't yield.
Yeah, we don't.
Team,
won't happen.
Team
so unless we do it Monday, then it'll be like 4 p.m.
Oh boy, I think we should do. I think Sunday next week.
Want to do a Sunday? We're going to have to screw up your gym schedule.
That's all right, you know.
And it begins.
Well, see, part of the issue is I used to put the podcast in my calendar every week.
Yeah.
So it was just always something that I would see.
Right.
So, but ever since I stopped doing that for whatever reason, and now it floats.
Yeah, and we usually find out like the night before.
Yeah. So we're saying it right now.
Next Sunday,
10 a.m.
Steve and Kyle, pumpkin spice lattes.
Podcast
lattes.
Podcast lattes.
Yeah, I'll swing by the local Starbucks, wait in line with all the white girls wearing their Uggs.
Yeah, be sure you have your Uggs on. Now, by next week, it's supposed to be a little bit chillier, I think. So you'll have
now?
Yeah, so you'll have to have your Uggs, but with yoga pants and then a college sweatshirt.
Sure.
So if you show up wearing anything other than that, I'm going to be greatly disappointed. So make sure that happens.
Yeah, we can make that work. So okay, next time
we're doing 10 a.m. next week. Looking forward to it.
I did remember that. Yeah, that we do have to have those next week. Oh, I'm excited.
Can you get us like a scone too or something?
What if they're great? What if we love them and we're going but neither of us want to admit it. But we're secretly going to.
Oh, and then
Starbucks.
We have that awkward encounter where we see each other there. What you got there?
It's a coffee. It's because they write on the bottom like what type it is. Like I've never been, but I saw a picture of it.
Yeah,
they put PSL.
They actually serve it in a little gourd, so you can't avoid it.
They actually it says PSL right on it.
Does it really?
Yeah, like in the bottom corner, they because it's half shot of whatever, and but in the bottom it says PSL, so there's no way either of us will be able to deny it.
Oh boy,
that's next Sunday. I think we're gonna love them, Steve.
I really don't.
Does Annette want one? Should I go threesies?
I bet she'd like one.
All right, we'll ask her. But and I could see Annette sipping on a PSL.
Yeah,
weekday.
Maybe, she is a bit of a Starbucks. Basic white girl.
Is she?
I think we could probably bring her down here and she'd school us.
She got like a novelty mug that she gets like a quarter off, but only of black coffee.
No. Actually, I don't think I don't think she goes there. I know she used to go a lot more.
Or go to the other local chain, that we have around here for coffee.
Bigby?
Big fan.
Yeah.
Big fan. Nice, good coffee there. Good coffee.
All right.
Next Sunday, PSLs.
Oh, can't wait. Can't wait. Are we? You want to jump into Fast Five?
Yeah, it's going to be a shorter episode. Apologies.
fast five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right. I don't remember who went first last week.
Well, I did.
You want me to go?
Yeah, take it away.
All right. First, NFL Week 1.
Happening right now, man.
Yeah.
It's NFL season when you got Nathan Peterman out there throwing the rock.
Doesn't that sound like the nerdiest name?
Oh, it is.
Who's he play for?
The Buffalo Bills.
Nathan Peterman.
Yeah, Nathan Peterman. You got
Didn't they have a bigger name quarterback?
Yeah, traded him to Cleveland. He was on Hard Knocks.
Oh yeah.
Tyrod Taylor.
Yes.
And
Not
Baker.
Tyrod Taylor.
Nope, Tyrod.
Tyrod. Yes.
Yep. And then they drafted a rookie. So, but yeah, it's NFL season when you got a guy like Ryan Fitzpatrick and Nathan Peterman.
Who was the guy? I think he's the Bears. Is it Mitchell Trubisky?
Oh,
or
Mitchell
something?
Trubisky. That's a football name if I've ever heard it. Yeah, going on right now. I don't know. It's weird. I'll get back to it and tell you why I'm just not that excited.
Okay. Next, New York Times op-ed.
I don't know, man.
You think it's fake news?
No, I don't think it's fake news. If this is what you've done to supposedly pull back what Trump wants to do, you're doing an awful job.
Well, I think
two, actually do something. Don't write about it. Actually do the.
Well, I think that in writing about it, I mean, it's all we heard about this week.
Yeah,
I think it's going to blow up.
Either invoke the 20, whatever. I'm not as I more rolled my eyes than anything at it.
Yeah. Okay. Next, Nike.
Good for them.
Yeah.
I thought the ad was well done.
Yeah, I thought so
I liked
too.
it.
Yeah. Next, Hurricane Florence.
Yeah, sounds like it's going to be pretty bad.
Yeah, it's going to hit the entire East Coast.
Is it? So it is East Coast. Now, granted, I didn't know much about it, so this isn't selfish at all. Good luck, everybody on the coast or whatever. Hope nothing happens.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers.
My golf outing next Saturday, is that going to happen?
I think you'll be okay, considering we're in the Midwest.
You know how those tail off, and they end up.
You should be all right.
Okay,
maybe get maybe a little rain.
Thoughts and prayers to me.
Check with your meteorologist, though.
Okay, thoughts and prayers.
And finally, Serena Williams.
It seems like a nasty.
She got fined like $17,000.
$17,000 now. Tennis purists and people who, a lot of them can be traced to being way too old school, and maybe a touch of racism involved in that as well, are defending the judge's decision that I don't know specifically.
What exactly happened? She argued a call, right?
So what happened was she was penalized for, I want to say it was unsportsmanlike conduct, which I don't even know what a tennis penalty does.
Did they? Yeah, like
that she was getting coaching, which is illegal. You can't be coached.
By who? Just
by her coach, which I believe can be at the court, but can't do any actual coaching. Now, granted, this is coming from what I understand happened and not watching. Mm-hmm. But that sounds like something kind of like in baseball, where it's like, hey, don't use pine tar, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Mm-hmm. Everybody does it.
Yeah.
So she's penalized once for that, and then I think penalized once for language. Ends up getting penalized 3 times, which is costs you a point or game, something like that. It didn't matter anyway. She lost in straight sets to this young girl, Osaka from Japan, I believe is her name. And she was thoroughly dominated, so it didn't factor in. But people, you had to take sides, essentially. Now she was penalized. People saying they're penalizing her because she's been acting out since she was reprimanded for wearing a cat suit by wearing a tutu.
Yeah.
She's worn a tutu to all of her most recent matches. Yeah. And she's always had issues with line judges and with opponents calling names, and she's had to apologize in the past. So I don't know. I mean, she called this line judge a thief, and I think that obviously escalated things.
Yeah.
But yeah, to the point where after the match is over, after she loses, the winner's being booed because people are so the winner starts crying on the court. Serena Williams has to console her and say, "Stop boo! What are we doing?"
Yeah.
It's a tennis match. She's won 26 majors. The judge didn't steal this one from her. She was penalized.
Hey, she was fined $17,000. All right, and for somebody who's worth $180 million, I'm sure that there is some kind of like regular people money calculator.
Yeah,
so we can find out what that like.
Yeah, what's that to you?
What's that to me? I bet it's.
Like, is that
less than $1, right?
I was gonna say, is that like how does that equate to me buying us PSLs next week? You know?
I bet you couldn't buy the PSLs for the amount that would be
the
worth.
equivalent drop in the bucket. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't know. I don't watch a lot of tennis, but it sounded like it was a pretty big uproar. And she's had outbursts before. I don't know if the judge overstepped his bounds. Well, it sounds like letter of the law, he was well within his right.
Yeah.
But in terms of the spirit of competition and the final of an Open Championship like that, he probably took a few too many liberties.
All right, before that we had Hurricane Florence, a.k.a. Kyle's golf outing killer.
Oh, my God. Thoughts and prayers. I will give everybody a recap next Sunday morning.
I hope everything works out for you.
I don't want to get wet. You know, that's a real concern. So I'll be tracking this hurricane, and let's just hope and pray that the state of Michigan doesn't get affected.
Thoughts and prayers. Before that was Nike. They released their ad, narrated by Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, that was quick. So let me ask you this, Steve. This deal was announced last weekend, right? Or whenever? Because did we talk about it last week, or did it happen after that? I don't think so. No. So by the time they announced this new deal with Colin Kaepernick, between the ad was released, it was 2 days. Obviously, this thing was in the pipeline beforehand, right? Yeah. So a 2-minute ad didn't really address his kneeling or whatever. I thought it was well done.
It technically did, because he said, to believe in...
Well, the whole motto is believe in something even if it means sacrificing everything. Yeah. And that's the spirit of it. But, it was a typical inspirational, uplifting Nike ad. It really was, talking about Shaquem Griffin, who is missing an arm, making it to the NFL and starting, and all these other inspirational stories. I thought it was a really well-done ad. Now, the uproar for Nike has turned out to be positive. Their stock's doing great. They're going to make millions and millions of dollars more off the backs of underpaid and underaged overseas labor. They're going to be just fine.
Yeah, it is funny when you see the protests, people burning their Nike shoes, and it's like, they already have your money.
Yeah.
You've already paid for them.
That's why the comical one was a picture taken by half of the country duo Big and Rich. Now, I know what you're thinking. I haven't heard that name in 15 years. That's accurate.
Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy.
That's it. And one of them said, "This is a picture of our, guitar guy," and he cut the 2 swooshes off his socks. Because he's still wearing them?
Yeah.
Like, are they even holding it?
Get other socks, man.
Fine. Like, I have no problem with a protest. That's totally fine. If you want to protest Nike, go right ahead.
Exactly. That's the the beautiful thing about this country. You can protest whatever you want. I actually saw a video by former Minnesota Governor Jesse Ventura. He spoke out about this whole thing.
Oh, did he?
And I was shocked.
Was there a magic bullet?
I was shocked to hear his stance on it, that he was in full support of Colin Kaepernick.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Huh. He basically said, something, even if you don't agree with the protest, you have to agree to let people protest. Like, that's what he specifically said. That's what I fought for. That's why I served this country, because people like Colin Kaepernick want to speak out against things and things that they consider an injustice. And he said, you don't have to agree with this person, but they're there. They can protest. You're allowed to.
He out doing new press for the new Predator movie.
Is he in that? No. Is that something?
No, he was in the first one.
Okay.
Maybe he's back around doing interviews. A Jesse Ventura cameo?
Oh, that would be great. Oh. Yeah, I feel like he's evolved a bit. He's probably past that point in his life.
He's crazy.
Yeah.
He was crazy back then, for crying out loud. Yeah. Now he's an absolute certifiable nut job.
Yeah. And first was NFL Week 1.
Oh, man.
Give me all your predictions, who do you got your money on this week?
I'm in a weird state right now, Steve, because it's the double-edged sword of fantasy football for me that I gave it up this year.
Oh, that's right.
I did it.
So how are you watching now? Are you not...
That's the thing. So fantasy football would eventually drive me to follow and watch all of these games. I would subscribe to the Red Zone Network and sit there and watch that.
So So this being Week 1, games starting 3 hours ago.
Yep.
Have you found yourself doing like the? Oh, get it.
No,
maybe not. So you're not grabbing your phone, reaching for the ESPN app or the Yahoo app or whoever you played fantasy through
at 11:30 every Sunday for the past 16 years. Well, not this specific motion. I would be checking the internet for inactive lists for each team, based on if the starting running back random injury, I can pick up the backup, see if he fits in my lineup.
It's got to be kind of liberating, right?
Yeah. It's different. I'm not used to it yet. So for me, I didn't even think about football when I woke up this morning because I knew my Lions weren't playing. Mm-hmm. Now I'm still a football fan, but I knew I had to do the podcast today, and I was like, I didn't even think about football. It's so weird. I'm not as invested. I kind of miss it because I love football, but the way I was loving football was so toxic. Like, I was just mad.
Seems like a lot of work.
And it wasn't even that because I don't mind. Once you get your lineup set, it's just following it. But I was just getting so mad at things, and nothing reaffirmed my decision more than a tweet by Le'Veon Bell this week. Now, Le'Veon Bell's a star running back. I actually meant
to put him on my Fast Five.
Yeah, he's a star running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers, probably the best running back in the National Football League. Made a tweet this week along the lines of, damn, I can't believe my bro's gone, regarding Mac Miller, the rapper and hip-hop artist who lost his life this week. And so this life's too short, yada, yada, and just clicking on the comments. Mm-hmm. Nothing reaffirmed my decision more. And the only reason I say that is because Le'Veon Bell's holding out. Yeah. He's not on the field. He was a consensus top 3 fantasy NFL draft pick this season.
Franchise player.
He could turn. I mean, he's fantastic, and he's holding out. So seeing him tweet anything and then clicking on the comments and seeing get your ass on the field and Mac would want you to play. I don't know that Mac Miller, the now deceased hip hop artist, cared if Le'Veon Bell took the field. Yeah.
I mean, maybe not try to don't try to figure out what he was thinking or these strangers that you don't know.
But for the most part, fantasy football is a toxic environment that is negative. It's not. Once it stops becoming fun and you're getting mad,
in general, though,
it can be right now. If you play it the right way, now if I was less invested in fantasy football and didn't care as much, sure, that's fine. Now I was never tweeting at players saying, "Stop ruining my fantasy team."
Right?
One, they don't care.
No,
they shouldn't care.
No, and you've seen athletes in the past speak out about that, where they'll respond to people on Twitter and say, "I don't care about your fantasy team."
Yeah, and they shouldn't. It's just madness. So. Yeah, it's week 1 of my... hey, well, you got a chip for me? I'm a day sober.
Yeah, I'll have one for you. It'll be in the form of a pumpkin spice latte next week.
And I'm bringing them, so I'm bringing myself my own chip.
That'll be your new addiction.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Now Sunday mornings at 11:30, you're first in line for a PSL.
I'm yelling at Linda the barista if it's not done with half-fat soy milk instead of whatever.
That's not how they make it at the Middletown Starbucks, Linda.
Oh, I'm calling corporate.
Where's your manager? I want to speak to your manager.
One day sober, man. It's a weird environment. I haven't even checked. I've barely checked scores, but I don't know.
Well, congratulations. I'm happy for you.
I'm itching. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The New York Times op-ed.
I thought it was a good read. It was interesting, but like you, I kind of want a little bit more.
Yeah, and I'm tired of, hey, I'm anonymous and we're trying to do things. Well,
that's not going to last. That person will be outed.
Yeah,
Trump was calling on Sessions to start an investigation.
Unbelievable.
And the New York Times had to tweet something where they said well, we're confident that Mr. Sessions understands the First Amendment.
And, it won't happen.
Yeah.
Ugh. Burt Reynolds.
Oh, R.I.P. Bandit.
Man,
it didn't really hit me.
Deliverance? Smokey and the Bandit?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're heartless.
I couldn't even tell you if I've honestly seen those movies all the way through, both of them. Huh. I'm sure I have at some point.
Sex symbol of the 70s, man.
Yeah.
The Boogie Nights.
Best thing to come out of that was the video of him and Mark Summers, host of Double Dare, fighting on Jay Leno's show from 1995.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Serena Williams.
Boy, I hope she can make ends meet after that big fine.
We're all concerned.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, she's a hothead.
Thoughts and prayers.
She does that a lot. And lastly, Jeffrey Owens. This has been building even more. Oh, no, sorry. That is only the 4th. Jeffrey Owens.
The
actor from The Cosby Show.
Oh, yeah, okay.
This thing has been sweltering, and then it built it. I mean,
he's got a job now, though.
Ended up being a nice story.
With Tyler Perry?
Yeah.
Yeah, good for him. That guy, I feel bad that he had to go through that, but it doesn't seem like it really affected him at all. Now, granted, he may have for the last 15 months where he was working at Trader Joe's, he may have gone home and just absolutely hated everything about it.
Yeah, maybe.
But that guy sure seems positive.
Yeah,
he
he
sure
did.
seems like a good dude. If you're not familiar, he was he was on the Cosby Show in the late 80s, early 90s. It was on like 50 episodes. An actor. He's just as of late finding a hard time finding directing roles and acting roles. So he took a job at Trader Joe's in New Jersey, and he said people would recognize him on a daily basis, and they were always very cool. And then some woman took a picture of him, posted it online, and then it just kind of, I think like the Daily Mail and Fox News took it, and they did one of those like, you won't believe it, he used to be an actor, now he's a loser type stories.
Yeah,
you know,
trying to job shame him.
Which, like, come on, man, the guy, he's working. He's
Paying
out
his
there
bills.
working. Yeah.
Yeah,
He said he was just having a hard time at the end of the month. The money wasn't adding up, so picked up a part-time job. And but yeah, he was on, I think, Today's Show or Good Morning America.
Right.
And then Tyler Perry reached out to him and said, I have something that
we start next week.
we're working on the O Network, and we want you to be a part of it.
Yeah.
You know, I admire people who hustle and don't just sit around and do nothing. So good for him.
Tells you anything about the quality of Tyler Perry programming that they're writing in. They're
starts next week and they're
writing in a 10-episode role, and it starts next week. What?
What if it's just the simplest part? Like, he's the pizza delivery guy. Like, hi everyone, here's your pizza.
But they order pizza every week. Hey, check's a check, right?
But yeah, good for him. I mean, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Look, man, he's working. He's out there working.
Guy needs to pay the bills, and Bill Cosby has been accused of rape. That caused his money to adversely be affected by reruns not being shown.
Oh, yeah. I wonder, is there a direct correlation?
Not direct, but there was a lot. He said the money ran out. Every network pulled those reruns.
So he was getting
getting residuals from those episodes being shown on Nick at Night or wherever they showed them.
A lot of times you hear about those the residuals that people get, like for Seinfeld, for example.
Yeah.
You know, they all make a bunch of money every time those episodes air. But I wonder if everybody has that deal.
I think if you're in the episode, you get now, even if it's an episode that airs once a month, because I'll see actors on Twitter and like, hey, look at this, and it's like a 7-cent check.
Oh, yeah, my check came in.
Yeah, and so maybe it is that regard. But for a guy in 50+ episodes, and I'm sure it matters how many times it's aired in the last however long. And
I guess I always wondered if that was part of a structured deal or if that's just how it works in the industry.
I think it's like actors get like SAGs related stuff, so you get a percentage if it re-airs, because obviously you get a paycheck for acting in the episode, right? And then, but they keep getting money, like the people who made the show, because the TV network is making money from it re-airing. So it's a constant loop.
So for a guy that was on 50 episodes roughly of a TV show that aired 25 to 30 years ago, how much was he making a month? Like, how much money do you think? Is he getting $1,000 a month?
Maybe.
$5,000 a month.
I feel like I read a number that said it was like No, that's not it. But yeah, it's I don't know. I wonder how that. Honestly, his residuals may have been more than what he made for the actual episode, just based on inflation.
Yeah, definitely.
But he's got the job with Tyler Perry. Nicki Minaj also announcing she's going to donate and give him $25,000,
which doesn't seem like that's what he wants at all.
No, and I don't know if he'll take it.
He made it very clear that he doesn't want to get jobs because of this. He wants he would love auditions, and he wants to get a job if he is the right person for the job.
Like being asked on Twitter by Tyler Perry if he's available next week.
Well, hey.
And he was.
Yeah, I mean, it just worked out.
Yeah.
Tyler Perry said, requirements, we need a man available next week.
Large.
Do you want to audition? Yes. Okay, you got the job.
Needed. African-American male. Goatee. Curly hair. Slightly overweight. 50s to 60s. Also, named Jeffrey with a G.
Plus, if you have experience bagging groceries at upscale grocery store. Huh?
I don't have a number, but yeah, Owens had been receiving royalties from The Cosby Show for years, but when Cosby was accused of sexual assault, reruns pulled from syndication, checks stopped coming.
Boy, that's got to be so maddening.
At the time,
he did his work. He did his work. It was 25 or 30 years ago.
Yeah.
But for the last 2 decades, he's been getting checks because of that, and he should.
Let's talk about
that's the deal.
Talk about those kids. What was Mark? I want to say his name was from Roseanne. What was he doing?
Oh yeah,
for 20 years before the reboot and inevitable cancellation, and they pulled those reruns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like what was? And then the
you
original.
Think they'll bring them back at some point, right?
What, the reruns?
Yeah.
I wonder. I don't know. Can you see the Cosby Show? Now, this was different, granted. But can you see Cosby Show reruns coming back?
Yeah, I don't know.
Very different.
It's still too fresh, I guess.
Yeah. And then lastly, but we got distracted there.
I thought
Mac Miller.
Oh, the hip-hop artist.
Yeah.
How did what happened?
Overdose. 26.
Ugh. That sucks.
And no comments? I know you've taken a crass attitude towards other people who perished.
Have I?
Yeah. Well, you know what they say happens to hip-hop artists, right, Steve?
No, what's that?
They all die.
R.I.P.
Boy, so you're sympathetic to the plight of an overdosing hip-hop artist? Not so sympathetic to a wrestler with heart failure, I think is what we found out, right? You took shots at Big Van Vader when he perished?
Oh, yeah, that big man.
Who was the other wrestler who passed away? And that's when you said your words. You know what happens to wrestlers? They all die.
Well, I still stand by that.
Yeah.
Because eventually they will all die.
Being regarded, Mac Miller, as influential, I don't know that I'd ever heard a lot of his material, but yeah, a lot of people taken aback by this. He dated Ariana Grande for a while.
Did he really?
Yeah, and a lot of people saying that a big reason for their breakup.
Pete Davidson.
Yeah, moved from one drug-addled hip-hop artist to a drug-addled former SNL actor.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
You got to type. But
okay.
yeah, it's a lot of people saying that the breakup sent him into a spiral, and now, obviously he passed away this past week of an accidental overdose. Well, presumed accidental overdose.
26 years old.
26, and people pointing at a song lyric about how he didn't want to join the 27 club because he's been pretty open about his drug addiction.
Well, good news.
Yeah, you skipped it. Before that, Jeffrey Owens, we talked at length about him.
Mm-hmm.
Now working again. Hey,
good
what
for
about all
him.
the other actors who are on the streets?
They
should just go to Trader Joe's.
They're thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, man, I need to.
Just need to go to Trader Joe's.
Do you think he?
Oh, here it is.
Do you think any of it was on purpose?
Oh, we need the music. We need like the X-Files music. So you think?
No, I don't.
Okay, you're asking.
I think that in hindsight, he probably looks at it and says, like, "This is all I had to do, really?
It worked
just,
out.
Like, pose for a picture."
Yeah. Oh, now he's working. Good for him. Before that, Serena Williams also talked at length about her and the 17,000. She needs a GoFundMe.
Boy,
somebody could start that.
Start that right now. I'll be sure to donate.
Before that, Burt Reynolds, 82, had a heart attack, passed away.
Yeah.
Icon of the 70s. In the same vein as, the Farrah Fawcett poster for a lot of women, it was the Burt Reynolds, hairy-chested, mustached photo.
Just you look at that now, and it's so dated.
Yeah. Oh, it is. It was probably, yeah. He was a sex symbol of the 70s. I heard some snippets of interviews for him. He turned down James Bond.
Did he really?
He turned down...
I wonder why.
I forget the movie, but another massive movie saying, I don't know if I'm right for the role. And like those are ones he actually regrets that he's open about. This is a guy, though, the story going around this week that National Enquirer telling stories, had stories run about him not cheating. What was it? But some story he didn't like hearing about. So he paid a local pilot to drop manure over the National Enquirer headquarters. A fantastic story. I believe it's on the if you just search for Burt Reynolds National Enquirer, you'll see.
Oh, that's so cool.
He told the story on Dan Le Batard's show.
I hope I have that FU money one day.
Yeah, he just didn't want to hear anymore. Or
I don't like what you said, so I'm going to drop horse poop on you.
I think it was his marriage to, I want to say it was Lonnie Davis. Is that a name that rings a bell?
Something.
And it was ill-fated, fell apart after a year, but he was just pissed off about the stories being run, so he paid cow manure to be spread over their headquarters.
That seems illegal. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's the 70s, man. Do
Yeah,
what you
exactly.
want, right?
I'm saying now, though.
Oh, sure.
I don't think you can get away with that.
They were
now.
probably smoking on that airplane while they dropped the manure. And before that, the New York Times op-ed. My only issue with it is this supposed silent... Now, there's a couple theories going on around it, and one is that this person wants out anyway and just wants to get a massive book deal.
Yeah.
And the second theory... Well, the more prevailing theory... is that it's in the Mike Pence camp based on one of the words used in the op-ed.
Okay.
People think they have it pinned down, but at this point, it's just everybody's going to be trotted out and say, nope, wasn't me. Nope, wasn't me.
Well, I don't think that the person who did it just to, be a good American.
There's some ulterior motives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just crazy to read it, though. It was really crazy to read it.
Yeah.
And
well, it's all
will anything come of it?
Doubtful, because
Whatever.
I mean, Bob Woodward's got a book coming out this week, and Bob Woodward is the most respected living journalist in America. I think I could say the man broke Watergate.
Yeah,
I mean, this book title, I think it's a Fear, Living in Something with Donald, whatever. And so Donald Trump has spent the last week on Twitter trying to discredit Bob Woodward.
Yeah, that's kind of tough to do.
And the only people who have refuted anything are Donald Trump and a guy, John Kelly, I don't even know if he had a direct quote, but I don't know. In regards to the op-ed, I just feel like you're saying all these things that have been talked about at length anyway, that it's a mess inside the White House. People don't know who's coming or going and what. At that point, I don't want to hear about it anymore. If you want to do something about it, do something.
Yeah.
And try to invoke the 25th Amendment, which is an uphill battle, but you're not putting your name on this, but you're putting all the words out there anyway, which put you at risk to be caught anyway.
Right. Yeah. And
I don't know. I'm tired of it.
It's
burned out.
It was a good read. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed reading it.
It's a nice insight.
I wonder if it's true. I wonder if it's actually
right.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like the New York Times probably vetted that source pretty well.
Where there's smoke, this much smoke, there is. I mean, listen, he can tweet all he wants that it's hunky-dory in there. I don't care what you think of the Trump presidency one way or another. Nobody can sit there and tell me it's been a normal presidency. Based on the turnover alone,
right?
It hasn't been. So I don't doubt anything that is in that op-ed, because there's a lot of smoke saying, yeah, there's a lot of loose cannons and now the idea that there's this resistance, like I said when you mentioned it, if there's a resistance, you haven't been doing a really good job of resisting.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe this is just the first step.
Maybe you think they all walk around doing the Wakanda Forever when they see each other in the hallways. Like they're the resistance. Wakanda,
Yep. Was that it?
That was it.
That was it,
man.
Man, I miscounted on the
Owens, Williams, Reynolds, New York Times, Mac Miller.
All right. That's about it. No, you got to get out of here.
Yeah.
You got important business to attend to.
Yes, sir.
Like saving Gotham from the...
Excuse you. New York City proper.
Gotham City, like I said, saving Gotham from what, Underdog or something.
So Gotham being saved, Gotham is Batman being saved against Underdog.
Well, there is no need to fear.
Yeah,
Underdog is here.
I do got to get back, man. Listen, New York City is not safe right now.
All right, well, I'm
the Black Cat's loose.
Thank you for it. What's the Black Cat?
The Black Cat's Felicia Hardy.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. you big dummy.
All right, you can download, subscribe, and review the show on iTunes, the Apple Podcast app, Google Play, TuneIn, Stitcher, YouTube, and Libsyn, StephenKyle.com. If you go there, you can also click on the link. If you're there on a desktop, click on the link for merch in the top right corner.
Yeah.
What's the address if you want to go directly to Redbubble?
Redbubble.com/people/Steve and Kyle.
Redbubble.com/people/Steve and Kyle. I'll also link to it in the description of the podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you, though, for all the orders. We've gotten a bunch of orders in the first week or so. And like we said, the couple bucks that we make off of everything, it's just going to go to APS 4.0. So hopefully that'll be starting sometime here in the fall.
Yeah.
And we'll be in there Sometime on Twitter at Stephen Kyle, Facebook.com/Stephen Kyle. That's that it for you?
Yeah, that's all we got.
All right, talk to you next week.